2. Welcome, everyone. The meeting apparently is being recorded now, as you all heard. So we'll just say continue and continue. And it is 9:32. Mike just closed the door. If you haven't signed in, do so at some point. And oh, you know what we don't have, Mike? I don't have my clicker.
All right. You start going, I'll get the clicker.
Because today, obviously, team meeting day, and Mike Brown, our very own, is finally back from his vacation. I was so sad. Did you see my depression over the last week and a half? I'm sure you did. And he's super tan. I did the video yesterday with him, and all of a sudden I watched it later last night just to see how it actually turned out. And I realized how tan you are in that video. I was like, what the heck? Sounds like I need a vacation to match you, so that way it's not, yeah. But oh, we wanted to start. It says on the left, before we begin.
CYS.
Yes.
Cover yourself.
Cover yourself.
So we put that up every time.
Oh,
I was off.
were you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So CYS, obviously, cover yourself.
Cover yourself.
We would love for all of you to never have to be sued.
Yes.
That would be nice.
So just know when you're calling people, make sure you know who you're calling.
Yes, and that they're not on the do not call list. How about that?
That'd be good.
That'd be good.
Yes, sir.
It's true. There used to be an 800 number you could text. That is not the case anymore. There is a do not call registry, and you can go on the website for that. But no, not the KW website. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be brilliant.
We have login information for the do not call list. I'll put it in the chat along with the link to access it.
Brilliant.
Voices from the heavens answering our problems.
Wow. What? Thank you, God. Jim Bolin just said, thank you, God. I love that. All right. Mission moment.
Hey, before we jump to that, though,
Yes.
let's show this. This is a great mission moment.
Okay, I'm going to hold this up. You talk.
Okay. All right. So Brian Fisher brought us in something special for the Market Center today. This is a flag that was flown. Let me see.
To certify the accompanying American flag was flown on the 21st day of April, 2021 in your honor aboard the USAF C-130H aircraft during combat mission into Kuwait and Iraq. This flag is presented to Keller Williams, Greater Springfield.
Yes.
Woohoo!
And it's got the list of the flight crew and the commander. And so Brian
Signed by the commander.
Brian did this as a gift to the Market Center. So we're going to find somewhere cool to hang this up. But we thought that was a cool mission moment to start the day with. So.
All right, let's continue.
All right.
We have one team, one mission.
Yes.
One team, one mission. And what is that, Mike?
This is the focus of KWRI right now, which is Keller Williams Realty International. It's focusing on all of us looking at just not real estate sales, but our bigger purpose, our bigger life thing. And this is a graphic that's been around some. So we just like to show that each week as a reminder of why we're here and what we're doing,
I love it. And to bring what Keller Williams has to bear and value, we have our awesome, we do have a bear.
There's a bear.
We bring it to bear. And this Tuesday, obviously, we've got Tech Tuesday right after this meeting.
Looks like this. He's a cross-eyed bear.
That was the worst one. That was the worst.
And we've reached a new low.
Okay. So we got Tech Tuesday right after this.
Yes.
We also have Don Klepper coming in teaching about HUD. Well, is that like a hood?
Yes.
Or is that a HUD hood?
It's the houses you don't want to deal with.
Oh, the urban development?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Housing and urban development.
And that's one cool thing we have. We have 2 brokers on site that teach contract classes because we talk with a lot of new agents and they're like, holy cow, you have somebody here that I can go to for questions. Yes, you do.
That's
So
right.
it's pretty cool.
And so get those questions answered before someone asks you and you don't know. How about that?
So a couple people have asked about the Flex class tomorrow. It's going to be sort of whatever questions you have on Flex. We'll do some of the auto searches, how to set people up, how to find shortcuts in it, how to do your own template. So it's going to be sort of, there's no form to it. It's whatever questions people have on that tomorrow.
I love that. Even now, still today, our our agents should be setting up our clients on portal searches where things are automatically being sent to
Yep.
them based on their search criteria.
Hey, Tim, what's the big thing that says Ignite on there?
Like a fire?
Fire.
Oh, like a fire. Hey, wait a second. So Ignite is, I got to tell you, one of the most powerful things. I was with 2 other brokerages before Keller Williams, got to Keller Williams, went to Mega Camp, came back, started implementing the model. And then lo and behold, over time, I actually found out what there was a class that taught everyone the fundamentals of how to do business in real
How to
estate
start in real estate.
from the very
Wow.
beginning. And Ignite is starting next week on the 14th with me. And the 14, that's my lucky number. So
Yay.
I would love any of and all of you that would like to get back to the fundamentals, or if you want to learn the fundamentals from the very beginning, this is the time. And guess what? We normally charge for Ignite.
Yeah. and
It's
this
normally
time
like
there's-
$25 to
and there's
$50.
no charge on it.
This is going to be free for the first time.
And I-
So
If you're new in real estate, and we're talking to the camera
Yes.
too, for all you out there in the interworlds,
TV
you really
land.
need to go through this because it will help jumpstart you. And it will ignite your business.
And wait, this one is actually called Ignite Spark. So that's the beginning, the spark that starts it.
It only takes a spark. No,
No,
sorry. 80s
please,
cam.
please stop. Okay. But that's next week. So you have
Yeah.
time to prepare, block out your schedule. You can see that it goes from starting at 9 a.m. So fuel your career. Then it goes into Spark 2, lead generation, Spark 3. It's going through all the different parts of how to grow your business extremely fast and extremely well, built on a good foundation.
Yep. And I put a teaser on here. Look at the big flame right there.
Oh,
We're going to talk about this later.
good point.
There's a big flame on the
I like
26th.
that.
So,
I didn't know he did
so
that.
as we
That's good.
ignite things,
Oh
it'll,
my
it'll
God.
make sense in a few slides.
Very, very good. Okay, so lots coming up. Hash Brown, congrats. Wait,
These
no,
are our new agents from last month.
that's hashtag congrats, by the way.
Hash Brown. I like that better.
Go ahead, Mike, kick it
All right,
off.
And I apologize on my first time of each month getting the names right. Emily Gavriluk, Will Bolliard, Mindy Lewis, Tammy Bracker, Candace Page, Diana Bayer, Tanya Virtue, Dakota Rhodes, Tina Barber, Nicole Rice, Carol Mooney, Chelsea Easter, Lori Bay. If any of you are there, stand up for a second.
Yay,
Stand
stand
up
up,
if you're here.
stand up. Tammy,
Yay.
yay. Awesome.
We see you standing in internet world too. Yay.
Well, they might be.
They are. So congratulations. We're growing by leaps and bounds. That's
True.
we're up to 387 agents.
Highest ever.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to talk a lot about numbers today. It's going to be exciting.
It is going to be very exciting. And speaking of numbers, last
Yep.
week's numbers are the GSBOR. Take it away, Mike.
Again, look at this.
7 days.
Number of listings to contracts is growing. So our numbers of inventory is gradually getting there. I know there's still buyers fighting for houses, but it's on a trend to go the other way. We'll show you. Go ahead to the next
Yeah,
slide,
we'll go to the
please.
outside areas.
Same thing there. It's
It's covering it a little bit. I think it's 58.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then down below on north side, 35 listings, 29 contracts. But here's the big number on the
9.
next screen.
Oh, yeah. Next one.
Because a month ago,
Check this out.
we were at like 505.
That's right.
And now this Monday, we had 646 active listings. So it is getting there. It's supposed to be about 2,700 this time of year. So we're still way low, but the trend is going that direction.
Well, Ann, we're going to be talking about some of this in the ALC meeting next week. I've been doing a lot of preparation. And if you would like to attend or see what we do and we cover some of the numbers, even we're going to talk about today.
Yep.
But there's so much stuff that I've been doing some really heavy research on my own. There's a place called Inman Connect or Inman News, and that is kind of the online resource for us to kind of get what's happening in the industry, new technology, stuff like that. And there's a lot of preparation I'm putting into the next ALC meeting.
Those of you on Zoom, I do see that Rachel put the Ignite registration there and the do not call info.
Thank you.
Those will be on the Facebook page later for those of you here, so you don't have to copy down that whole
You
Zoom
mean
link.
she made it so all you had to do was just click?
Click,
How about that?
click,
Click.
and success starts.
Just one click. Speaking of clicking and booking it, I don't even know.
Clicking?
I don't even know.
So
But
this
June's
month's
book is, of course,
the
the
Millionaire
MREA,
Real Estate Manual,
the Red Book,
the Red Bible.
the Red Bible for
Yeah.
real estate, truly. And how many of you guys have read it? How many have read it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times? Oh, I was hoping somebody else would be in here for 5
Somebody
times.
needs to get on there for one more time.
That would be good. This is the 5th time. I mean, think about the brilliance that you would glean having learned from that many times of reading it.
So here's what I tell new agents that are coming in. I say, our big agents here in the office, they're not any smarter than anybody else. They just followed the book. You know, Okay, some of them are
Way,
smart.
way to belittle everyone. No, that's good.
But you don't have to recreate everything.
No,
it's
it's
already
true.
there.
And
So
so who wants to be an MREA?
they are sending us questions each week. So this is a softball question this week.
Boom.
What are the 3 L's of the millionaire real estate agent? Anybody? Anybody?
Half of the room said it.
And you notice this is the LL Training Center. If you ever look at the elevator, so it's for leads and listings or legal land, or there's, but we're
Ooh.
leveraging it out as
Oh, but that would be leverage. So that's the third
Yes.
L.
There we go.
I like it. All right,
right.
vendor guide. People in business that we trust.
So our vendor program is slowly getting started, and what's going to start happening is our vendors are going to be here in the room early for team meeting and afterwards, so you can visit, see what they have to do. If you're here today, just go ahead and stand up. Any of our vendors? We got a couple here.
We got 417 back there. We've got Legal Land. Awesome. We've got USA Mortgage.
Yay.
Fantastic. All right. Well, so afterwards, beforehand, our vendors are going to start coming to the meetings more often. You're
So-
going to get to meet them and get to understand what they
so
do.
your new Tuesday plan is get here early, go get some coffee, come down here, meet with our vendors, and then be intellectually challenged by Tim and myself.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Oh, we forgot to Casey.
Oh, Casey Cooper. Lender update. Are you on?
I am on.
All
Yes.
right.
Hey, that sounded like good energy, Casey.
There we
That makes-
go.
That makes me a little nervous, actually. Okay,
There's
tell
not
us.
a lot going on. Other than our normal stuff. The only thing I have to say is appraisals. We're running into a big lag. I just had one appraisal in Bolivar turned down 31 times. And so it's going to take patience, especially for all the out of areas. And what I mean by out of area is anything outside of Ozark, Nixa, Springfield. It's taking forever.
That's insane. I've never heard that.
The appraisers are all backed up, aren't they?
They're backed up. Most of them are 3 weeks. I did talk to one appraiser against the law, I know, and asked him what the deal was. And he basically told me that, of course, just like any businessman, if it takes you 2 hours to do a round trip to Bolivar or whatever, how many appraisals can you get done in Springfield in that amount of time? So
It's true.
they're going to make more money. And then another thing, especially on this one specific property, is the appraiser I know looked at it. He said it's overpriced by about 50 grand. And a lot of appraisers aren't wanting to be the bad guy. So they're taking a glance at them before they go out there, and then they will deny them. So they're not the bad guy.
Wow.
So just keep
Fun
all that
times.
in mind
Okay.
when we're having to delay closings or something like that.
That's insane.
So Jim, I have a question. So they need to make sure when writing contracts to extend that appraisal time frame, correct?
Yeah, I think number one right now, I mean, first talk to the lender. That's the first question. First thing I would do is call the lender and say, what kind of time frame do we need? And we're closing one today, Chris and I, in 45 days. Seems like an eternity now. But that used to be the standard. And then everything that was government was 45 to 60. And I think that would be fair, right, Casey?
I think you're 100% correct, Jim.
And then outside the area, I mean, I get that a little bit, but there are appraisers that live in Bolivar, correct?
Yeah, and so I didn't talk, but I had communication back and forth. My assistant's able to communicate with them. And I think that comes down to being the bad guy. You know, if they're working with a real estate agent, that's the listing agent in Bolivar, the last thing they want is, I guess you could say, their reputation being in the dirt because they're coming in short on values.
And the other thing again, since the mortgage fraud of the 7 through whatever, how long it lasted, we don't get to call an appraiser like we used to. We could just call the bank and say, get us a local appraiser, and we don't have that choice anymore, correct?
That's correct. It has to go through an appraisal management company.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a big wheel, and whoever's next in line gets the option of doing it, basically.
Well, the last thing I would suggest for any of our agents is try to price fairly. And I know the sellers are thinking, gold mine right now, but you've still got to price sensibly. You can't, you have to tell them up front, well, that's great. And we may get an offer at that point, but 45 days from now, we may get the appraisal back, and it's going to be, and I saw one yesterday, I think was 80,000 underpriced. So, you're going to have to deal with that. So you might have to be fair. And so try to inform your clients that you should think about, yes, the market is hot, but pricing it stupidly is not a good idea either, because we may be 45 to 60 days down the road and have to start over again. Because I know as a buyer, I'm not gonna, drop, another $80,000 on a property regardless of what kind of income I have.
Correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jim, for that. That's
Real
awesome.
quick, how many of you would like to know more about how appraisers do things and how their thought process is? Good. Yeah, that's coming up.
24th,
We
yep.
got a slide coming up on that
Okay.
too.
But wait, we have a spotlight of
Yes.
a culture winner
Pull up
for Speedy.
yes.
And we had one last week, which was Mr. Lee.
So I'm coming
and
to get Mr. Turtle from him.
I got to have a picture with Mr. Lee and Speedy with the cape. And this week, Lee,
So Lee said he really wished he could give it to everybody because every agent here is deserving of Speedy.
oh,
But
that's so
since he
nice.
had to choose one person, he chose
boom,
Ashley Wertzma.
Ashley, our very new Ashley up front.
Yes.
So I don't know if she's watching right now. Is she
I don't know
watching?
if
You
she
think?
has it up there. But Ashley, what Lee was saying is every time
Yeah,
you go.
Ashley's on. She can hear you.
Oh,
Ashley.
Hey, we're going to talk about her.
I know. Great.
But every time you go in there, she's smiling, she's helpful, she's trying to learn all these new agents.
She's not trying. She's succeeding.
She's succeeding. She's just bubbly as can be, and she's the perfect fit for
Oh.
the front. Think of all the clients that come in through our front doors, and that's the first person they see.
She's been amazing.
So-
Don't you all agree? Everybody give her one more round of applause.
So,
Woohoo!
yes.
She
What-
doesn't have to
what
just
Lee
deal with the
said,
people in the that are coming. Yeah, he says she has to deal with the likes of all of us. So that is
And
really
she does
powerful.
it with a smile.
That's true. That's hard to do.
so
I know it.
yeah. We're gonna make
Yes.
her start frowning.
I know. Can you frown? Is it possible? I don't think so.
Congratulations, Ashley.
Yeah. So Speedy will be up front for everyone to see.
Yes.
That'll be great. We'll have to get some new pictures.
All righty.
Okay. Broker moment. We technically already kind of had one, but do you want to come up, Jim? And if you want to unmute that one. It's right.
That
Oh, it's battery. I'll give him mine. Here you go.
Here, you take this and I'll go.
Any questions?
Oh, wow. This isn't that time, Jim.
Well, it might be. I mean, what I would say is this. I saw a post yesterday on Facebook where somebody had commented on another brokerage hammering a brokerage. I can't imagine who it was, what brokerage they were hammering. But we have that occasionally. And some of you go to church and you know that there's a golden rule. So I would suggest that's one of the first things. If you look at the NAR Code of Ethics, they talk about that. So you know what? That's the way you should practice every day. And don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be embarrassed about being a nice person. It's a good thing to do. And I think in the end, you will win because of that. I don't mean win financially, but you'll win in your heart. You'll win successfully, and you'll be a better agent for the community, but a better Keller Williams agent. We need to always try to hold ourselves to a higher standard.
I mean, like
And-
having integrity and doing the right thing.
I think it's the best way to practice. You don't always win. This deal about trying to win all the damn time. I mean, that's craziness. Try to be successful. That's what you should do, and treat people well always, because you don't know. And this is one of those old ones, but you don't know what's going on in the other person's life. When that agent gets on the phone, is it a spouse, a child, a family member? Is it their clients that are just horrible? So treat them well.
I
You'll
love
come
the-
out better.
I love the golden rule. Like you said, it's absolutely powerful to treat people how they want to be, or how you want to be treated. And yet there's one that I loved learning is the platinum rule, which is treat people the way they want to be treated. So not always was the way Mike would want to be treated is the way you'd want to be treated. So there you go.
But Tim and I, a lot of what we do is talking with new agents. We do not recruit anymore because the way you do things are attracting good people to us.
That's right.
It's really cool to see the changes happen in that.
It's very powerful. Thank you, Jim.
But blessings to you. So keep working on it. I mean, it takes a lot of work to be a good person sometimes, in a world that's pretty tough right now. There's a lot of negativity out there.
Very true.
So we bring positivity to that. And if you have questions, that you need help on a contract or something like that, you'll know who to call.
Done.
Be the light. Be the light. And there is a lot of darkness out there. So we're glad that we can
Very
do that.
cool.
Okay. Updates from GSBOR.
Okay, so you've probably gotten an email the last couple days saying your bill is coming due. Remember, it is now on a whole new system. So you've got to go in and you've got to do 2 steps. You've got to put your credit card or debit card in there, and you have to select it for auto pay. So there's 2 different steps to it. If you just put your credit card in, but you've not done the auto pay, it will not do it automatically. And they're also working on like teams that have, you know, one card for several things. There's a form coming out to sort of balance that, because all of a sudden a team member could just have their yearly end of, you know, or yearly dues charged also. So they're working on that. But that's it.
Okay.
Perfect. These are the steps that were emailed out. You've got to go on and you've got to get the credit card logged in and select the auto pay. And so these, I think we'll probably be able to screenshot and put up on the Facebook page, but you got to do both steps.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to change Supra. Your car's in Supra, you don't have to.
You don't
Yeah.
have to change your card on
Supra
Supra.
already rolled over. It was a different system. This is for your monthly MLS dues and your GSBR charges.
Wait, so there's a tech helpline?
Yes. Did you all know this? Missouri, since we're part of Missouri Realtors, there is a tech helpline for anything you need tech-wise. Slow computer, printing issues, browser headaches, smartphones. So not just Keller Williams technology, anything. And this is part of being a Missouri Realtor. So this number, I will make sure you get that out too, but you have tech support all the time. And I like on here, it said friendly US-based tech support is already yours as a member. So,
Fantastic.
so that's there also. And
Save the date.
mark your calendar.
Ooh, and wear red.
August 5th, GSBR has reserved 400 tickets. I want us to have 200 of them.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Okay.
Oh,
So
man.
mark that date. It's not out yet, but you're going to be able to pay for it through the MLS. So the thing where you just put your card in, you're going to be able to go in and just say, I want this number of tickets. It's for you. It's for family. It's for friends. It's for enemies if you want. It's for whoever,
For enemies.
but it's for prospective clients. It's whatever you want, but we're going to have a bunch of those. We want to have half of the tickets all.
It would be so
I mean,
cool.
we already wear red, so we might as well do it.
I mean, mark your calendar. Put that sucker on there. That would be super cool.
And that's Bucket Brat night. So dollar
Oh.
bratwurst. And
That-
ask Rachel about how they make them. It's delicious.
Oh my gosh, I bet not. Okay, well don't do that. Oh, we have an appraiser panel,
Here's
lunch
another-
and learn. We were
here's
just
another.
talking about this.
Mark your calendar for this. I've been to several of these. They will have 4 or 5 appraisers there, and they'll walk through all the. You can submit questions early. So you go on to gsbr.com. This is under the classrooms and education. You got to enroll for it because that thing will fill up. It does have lunch with it, but you can submit any questions you have. And it's not a bash appraiser thing. It's very controlled, but they try and get through a lot of info.
So you can't ask, why are you so cheap that you won't drive out to my Bolivar listing?
That's right. You
Okay.
can't
Oh
ask
wait,
those
sorry.
things. But it's the more you get to know the appraisers and understand what they go through in their process, that helps you in pricing things too. So mark that also.
Perfect. Okay.
All that-
Ignite.
Go back one more time.
Oh.
That is 11:30 to 1. So you go get lunch there. You have an hour break, and then you come here for Pineapple Whip,
Whoop.
because Pineapple Whip will be here that same day
That same day.
here at the Market Center.
Oh my gosh. So wait, Ignite, June 13th through the 25th, because that's once a day for 2 weeks,
Except for the 18th.
obviously, because
Yep.
we're off.
Off for Juneteenth.
And Pineapple Whip, June 24th through the 25th, August 26th, Realtor Night at the park.
Yep.
NAR Code of Ethics due by December.
Here's the best way I heard this explained. It's a 3-year cycle on NAR. If you've done Code of Ethics anytime in the last 3 years, you're covered.
Right.
If you have not done it, so if you're a newer agent, you probably need to do that. But if
Yeah.
you did it in the last cycle, you're already covered.
That's one of literally the only mandatory things to be a realtor. I mean, there are few things that are quote unquote mandatory, but that one is. And we're actually one of the only divisions in the industry, or not just real estate, but in all industries that has a code of ethics by which we abide by.
And ours was adopted by many other companies
Right.
and industries.
Okay, so focus this week. We're going to go over some amazing
Okay,
numbers.
So this is fun.
Okay. And don't look at everything. Just follow along as we go from the top. So Keller Williams Springfield, 503 closed units last month. 503. Do you guys remember this time last year, we set a new record at 500? Well, we beat it this year. So that is an outrageous, impressive
That is
thing.
for May.
So that's a
500.
21.8% month over month increase. And the year to date, we're up 30% from last year. Isn't that incredible? I just can't even tell you. we literally, our closed volume was 119, well, almost 120 million. And we're at, for the year, 480 million closed volume for the year.
Now, remember, last year we hit $1 billion. We're at 480 after 5 months.
That's right. 480 after 5 months. That's right. And so we are up 43 point or 44% from this time last year. I mean, I can't even. So 312 listings taken. We've done 1,361 total, which is down for technically for the year to date, but month over month, we're up 25.3%. So that is powerful. And then listings taken volume, 92 million. So of that 119, 92 of it was listings taken. How powerful is that? And then we've got 228 listings sold, over 1,000 total so far into the year, which is up 23%. 23%. You guys, these percentages might not sound like, oh, okay, that sounds great. This is outrageous. When we looked at our pinks and green sheet.
Yeah, which
It's-
is up here next to
Oh,
you.
is it? Okay, I couldn't remember if we put it on.
So, but if you're a new agent and you don't have a history of yourself to brag on the company you're part of. You know, you go to a listing appointment and say, we listed this many million. That's why you need to use me.
That's right. Listings sold volume up 41%. Contracts written up 27%. 134,951,000 contracts written volume. That's up 50%. That is incredible. I've never seen it.
That means contracts accepted, not just written. 'Cause
There,
we know
literally.
how many you're writing for. each
Remember
buyer
our little
right
video
now.
from yesterday going through the multi-year trends? Do you remember that? This is the best numbers we've seen since 2015, I believe. So the only time any of these numbers were better than this, and some of these are better than some of those other years, the only time any of these numbers are better was in 2015 when our office was quite a bit smaller. And so for this level of success to be over this many people is outrageous. And last one, closed GCI. This is the one that really, really matters, truly, because this is gross commission income, $13,340,563, which is up almost 50% of what you guys are making. So give yourselves a round of applause. That is outrageous. So cool.
So Rachel, I know you deal with the numbers every day. What stands out to you as you look over these things from this month?
Yeah, so when I look at it, first off, when we talk about closed units, we hit 503. The first time we've ever hit 500 units was in May of 2019. And for those of you that were with us, we had a huge party and celebrating our 500 closings. And now when we close 500 and we look at 503, we're like, well, we just did over like 526 the month before. So it's like, oh, come on, we're down a little bit, but that is absolutely amazing. The fact that we are consistently closing over 500 units.
It's our new normal.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like, 500 again.
Yeah. And
That-
so then
no.
we also talk about gross commission income. That is money that's coming back into our agents' pockets. In May, we closed 3.2 million in gross commission income. That is the highest our market center has ever closed in terms of commission. So that is an all-time record, just not a month record. And so that's a big thing to point out. Then when we're looking at listings taken, listings sold, what we refer to those are a windshield number. So that means we are projecting what is going to close in the market center in the next 60 to 90 days. And that is terms of money in your pocket and profitability.
And
And then
profit share.
contracts written is our rear view number. So that means those have already happened, they've been written. And so here it's already passed. So it's about to close. So just looking forward, projecting for the market center and for the agents, this is huge. And it's right, we've seen these great numbers. And they are a little skewed, let's be transparent. I mean, last year at this time, we were at stay at home. So the fact that we've had these positive increases, that's great. And we're at stay at home. But then when we look at previous year's data and we're still beating those numbers, that is so exciting to see. So take these numbers, share them off, use your own numbers if you have them to compare and say, this is what our market center is doing. This is what I am specifically doing. And that way you can show that to your clients. And then if you don't have your own numbers and you're new, use this because we are your team. And whenever you get buyers or you get listings, you can automatically put all of that information in front of 387 agents who are a part of your team to help get your clients to the closing table. So use these numbers, rip off and duplicate, R&D it, and make it your own.
So we've got the pinks and greens up right now. Can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah, so the pinks and greens, it's an exercise that happens all through Keller Williams. And so we look at our data month to month as to see where we're at. This gives us a one-page snapshot of where our market center and Keller Williams International is, so we can see how we're comparing. So when you look at pinks and greens, so green is if we're over 10%, that is a great green number. If we are 0 to 9.9, then that is a pink number. And so again, we've talked about windshield and rear view numbers. So LORE is language of real estate. So we have the 8 determining categories as an agent or as a company we look at for you and your business. And just so everyone knows, you actually have your own tracking system, which your own multi-year trend that you can find through MyKW, which a lot of people don't know they have. And so what that does is, as we're closing out transactions or as you're entering listings, it's tracking your numbers for you. So you can go back and look at those reports and say, wow, I'm really busy this year. Let's see how I did last year at this time. And you can compare those to make sure you're doing dollar producing activities instead of just doing busy work in that regard.
So well spoken. So well said.
Yeah, and so then we have KWRI, so Keller Williams Realty International, all of the market centers, over 800 market centers data we're looking at. We have our month over month numbers and we have our year to date numbers for KWRI. So you can see in closed units, KWRI is up 29.5%. Then we look at our market center in the next column and we are up 29.10%. So we're staying pretty consistent with KWRI. Closed sales volume, the KWRI is 55.3% year-to-date increase. We are 44.3. So as you go through, you can see the comparison. Now, when we see listing taken, the KWRI is up 8.4, but we are down 2.2. So that is okay, how we're lower. So how can we train our agents to go out and get more listings? How can we, this is a training opportunity for our market center. And just because it may be pink at 9.3% for growth for listings taken volume, that's still a huge number in this market of a growth. So
yeah, just below 10% doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah. And one thing I want to point out, and so whenever you see the line that says below the line production, those are the numbers that as a market center, we are focusing on. So we have our language of real estate for our agents, and then below the line as a market center, what we really look at. And so between closed GCI and company dollars, so closed GCI is great, and we're so excited our agents are making more money. However, what we look at as a market center is of those agents producing, how many of those are potentially capped or not? Because since we are a capping model, the company dollar coming in is paying our expenses. So when we see a company dollar still increasing, that's great because that means our agents who are not capped are still producing and getting towards that capping goal. So that's our big focus. And I want to say, so expenses for KWRI, they month over month is 15.3% increase, but we are actually down 4.6 and actually down 9% year to date in expenses. And that is so exciting to see because as a market center, we're making sure that we are watching our expenses like a hawk. So we are protecting profit share because that is one of our biggest values within KW.
I would love to say, just not to cut you off, Rachel, but to everybody give Rachel a hand because that's actually the reason why that is. So please give Rachel a hand on that. Now, she does watch it like a hawk, and we all are blessed by that, and we could thank her for that. So not to cut you off, but I just had to say that.
No, thank you. And then our profit share, the most exciting thing, right? This is not a reason for KW, but it's just an extra value added in for growing your business. 54.8% year to date, our market center is up on profit share. That is so exciting to see. And that means that agents, not only our capping agents are producing, but newer agents are getting into the business faster and producing. So we have profit share to give back. If all of our agents were capping agents, the market center would not have any money coming in. So then we couldn't profit share because then at that point, we're just acting as a transaction piece. So the below the line production is what we really focus on. And the language of real estate is saying what our agents are doing and the business they're doing. And so when we look at this, we can see, okay, listings are down. So how that's a training opportunity. And these are how we focus our training calendars moving forward.
Well, and what it's forecasting for our very near future is all extremely positive. And so we're excited to see where it continues in the market if your activities stay this way. These numbers are just a result of activity. Isn't that right, Mike?
What makes me laugh as she was going through that, as we came to this new building, a rumor that was being put out about us was to pay for this building, we got to raise our cap to 26,000.
And we got to charge for parking.
Yeah, that's a rumor too. So when we start talking with people, say yes, and we charge for ice over here.
Yes.
But
Extra
to go
dollar for
off
ice.
that, during the pandemic, I know for those of you that were with us, we had to double down on all of our expenses. I mean, there were so many training classes going through KWRI for agents and market centers to do an A, B, or C exercise. And if you've taken my Know Your Numbers class, we go through that exercise of, okay, what are expenses we have to run the business? What are optional? If they're optional, cut them right away within the next 48 hours. And through the building transition, we were actually able to watch our expenses and be able to prepay our rent. So we were taken care of for the rest of 2020 and safeguarding our business. And that is so exciting that we had the opportunity to do that when other businesses did not. And
That
so
was-
as we move into 2021, it's still that same mindset of making sure we're not overspending and still continuing moving forward.
Love that. Love that. And I would just love to reiterate, this is one super important fact. You've got KWRI does things really well, and they do it to kind of be the model. Okay. And then we as a market center have our numbers that are in complete coherence with that, correct? So we're following the model just like they are setting it for us. And guess what? There should be a whole nother column right here. And this is yours. Right. And so you have a multi-year trends, especially the longer you be in business, the more you can track and know your numbers. So what I'll say is, if you want to look at this, schedule some time with Mike and I, we can pull up your numbers and look at how you're doing. And it tells the story of where you are in your business and where you're headed. So that's super
if you
powerful.
want to see why these numbers are the way they are, the ALC meeting, we dig in deeper. So I recommend, even if you're not on ALC, you can come here as part of the gallery.
That's right.
We go through all these things and look at, because our agents run it. Our ALC runs the business, and they're doing a great job, as that shows.
Speaking of, here is a cool video. Oh, shoot, it doesn't have the sound.
We'll skip it. We'll do it later.
Okay, we'll skip it.
We'll add it
Okay.
next time.
We're going to post this video on the internal page. It is
It's a fun one to share, but
it
it's-
is a fun one to share.
We'll,
So
we'll let them watch.
yes.
Look.
Oh, wait, I don't know what happened. There we go. Mega Camp is coming, Mike.
Yes.
And this is literally my favorite event. And we aren't sure everything that's going to happen yet, but we just want to get you kind of a sneak peek into the fact that this is coming August 23rd to the 26th. These are mega agents teaching the best.
Yep. So you don't have to be a mega agent. This is just thinking bigger and building things.
They will have a local thing that's happening in Austin, Texas for the top 2,500 agents. Yet we're trying to figure out exactly what we're going to
They're still
do
getting all the pieces put together.
because
So
of,
keep those dates free just in case.
there we go. And
This is National Homeownership Month.
perfect,
It's also Pride Month.
perfect. And
This
stay
is some of the tools that are available to you through KWRI. So we just like to make sure you're aware, because I see some people that don't realize you have all these things to help you grow, especially like the next things coming up.
yeah, right here. Boom. This is kind of a cool thing, Outfront Magazine. We've told you about it several times, but in case you want to actually see what's happening with some of the agents that have joined us, some of the big stories in the real estate industry from Keller Williams' perspective, all kinds of new technology and experience, you know, all these different little tips and tricks are happening on Outfront Magazine all the time. And neighborhood, oh, I've done a couple of these. Inside Command, you can do cool little videos around specific neighborhoods or areas of town or even the whole city as a general. But these are very easy. You can create your own little videos inside Command to post out. It takes literally 5 minutes to create it. In fact,
Right after
Tech Tuesday, starting in just a few minutes, he can show you how to do that. How easy is that, Dan? It's crazy simple. Okay, cool. And you'll look super techie.
Okay, so these are designs available in Command that you can use for social marketing, for whatever. There's Juneteenth items.
There's summer solstice and cool Father's Day ones. Wait, you mean, Mike, I don't have to create these and be super artistic?
Already there.
I can just use these whenever I want? Oh my gosh, you mean they're coming out all the time? You're right, they are. Okay, QL Summit, real quickly. Gary Keller is actually going to be hosting normally he teaches
2 days from now.
2 days from now, he's going to be teaching live Quantum Leap. And it's going to be an online resource this way. Normally he does it in person, but I'm actually going to be teaching some of the breakout sessions, 2 of the breakout sessions on Saturday, because it goes till the 12th on a Saturday. I will be teaching a few of those too alongside Gary Keller. So how cool is
Very
that?
cool.
So, and not to mention fireworks, because that's super cool.
Night I put on the 26th. the
That's
calendar.
right.
So after-
26th, the McCalls.
After you've gone through Ignite, then we're going to blow crap up.
I know. So I wanted to make sure, and this is something my wife and I are very passionate about, anytime for the real estate team and, the McCall team back in California, or building offices of KW, inviting our agents and our families to our own home. And we would love to see as many of you as you would like to come.
So he's
And-
got a farm up north.
Yes.
Some people are bringing campers the night before.
Apparently there's a couple people that might camp out that night
There's-
afterwards if there's drinking, which there will be. But I would say if you would like to, you're welcome to do that. And there's gonna be barbecues. Dan's bringing his smoker. We've got jumpy houses for the kids. There's gonna be all kinds of fun games, lots of sparklers running around. I mean, it's gonna be so much fun.
Okay. His dogs are the size of his horses, so we're gonna do pony rides.
No.
And if you bring your child, they can ride the lawnmower.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, that'd be good. But yeah, we want to be able to be a community. It is a God and family first company and then business. And so this is one of the first times without the mask mandate and without the pandemic really shutting everything down. So we just thought we'd really blow things up. Hey, I almost pulled a mic.
There.
But yeah, would love to see you there. So Tech Tuesday, right after this, save the date for the 26th at Tim McCall's house. And thank you.
Thank you all for being here.
Appreciate it.
Have a great week.
All right, 13 minutes over, not too bad.
Well, we always go for 10-10.
Rachel, music, sign us off.
We're only 3 minutes over.
Oh.